all know Wiley allegedly slow, one leg longer than the other. But you want to prey on someone's downfall. So you in the same category as Mr. KL.
I don't know what to believe because I don't trust none of these folks.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what are you really doing on these YouTube streets?
You straight right now. I am beefing for dollars. I'm not beefing because I don't like you. I'm not beefing because of something silly. I'm just beefing for dollars. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. You may not like it, but it is. So you come up with a video, I'm going to bring
now,
it back.
Mr. J, like I told you before, I am not going to be out here in these YouTube streets beefing for dollars. I beef for souls, okay? And if I can get $1 along the way, then I'll be fine with that. But I've noticed that you've been out here beefing with another YouTuber. And I just want to hear what this YouTuber have to say about what's really going on between you and himself, okay? Or you and him. Let's hear what Mr. Moneybanks have to say about this, okay? You got the right last name, bro, if you Mr. Six Figures. I can respect that. I told you I'm a 5-figure nurse. But the Most High God shall supply all my needs according to his riches and glory. So that way, I ain't out here beefing for dollars. Alright, y'all. Y'all get into this, okay? Just get into this. Lord have mercy. I don't know why I took the time to put this together, but I hope you guys enjoy it, alright? Thank you. I hope you guys enjoy it.
So, Boss Lady was saying that he prey on the young.
Now, Mr. Moneybanks, did you just say that another YouTuber said that he like them young? Now, I know you can't speak for Mr. Wilson, but does that explain why he's infatuated with Wiley, allegedly, from the Wiley show or the Marquise Wiley show? Let me know what your thoughts are about that, sir, if you can continue with this interview. Thank you.
And if you watch Jay Wilson's pattern, he wanted to fly Wiley down there.
Now, Mr. Moneybanks, I do appreciate you answering that question, but I have an objection coming in from the sidelines. Let's see what's going on. There's a lot of noise in my earpiece here, and I think someone wants to speak. Hold on one second, okay? Hold your thought. Thank you very much.
I told you all that I didn't believe Wiley or Zero Tolerance. I didn't believe Wiley because Wiley lied on me, talking about something. I was trying to get him to come down, and I was going to buy him a plane ticket. Y'all know the devil is a liar. You know I ain't going to buy nobody no plane ticket. I knew he was lying when he said that. Y'all know, if anybody says I'm spending big money on them, you know, they lied.
So, Mr. Wilson, okay. So, let me ask you this question, Mr. Wilson. So, Mr. Wilson, you saying you out here in these YouTube streets beefing for dollars, but ain't gonna spend no money on nobody? Is that what you really saying to me, Mr. Wilson? Let me see you just clarify that. You out here beefing for dollars, but anybody that know you ain't gonna spend no money or a flight ticket or this, that, and the third for a man to come visit you. Is that what I just heard, Mr. Wilson? Let me know what your thoughts is about this, Mr. Moneybanks. And let me know if Mr. Wilson out here and taking advantage of God's little baby sheep.
We all know Wiley allegedly slow, one leg longer than the other. But you want to prey on someone's downfall. So you in the same category as Mr. KL.
Mr. Moneybanks, you scaring the hell out of me too right now. Who in the hell is KL? KL. 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 I gotta think about it, and I'm gonna figure it out by the time this video is over with. If not, Mr. Moneybanks, you come on over here and let me know who Mr. KL is. Cause you're scaring the hell out of me right now. I'm scared. And Mr. Wilson, I really don't know what in the hell Mr. Moneybanks is talking about with KL. But in my Mr. Moneybanks voice, you scare me.
You scare me. The fuck do you mean? So you sit over here and you swear that we not beefing, but you want to come on against me, beef for dollars?
You gonna beef for dollars. Don't be coming out here beefing for free. Beef for dollars. You know what I told you with you. So if you got so much animosity, go ahead and put it on the live so people can go ahead and you can get paid for it with the advertisement revenues. Don't be beefing for free. I don't beef for free. I don't beef for free. Beef and get paid. Don't be beefing for free up in here on these New Year's.
So, Mr. Banks, will you ever beef with Mr. Wilson for dollars? Let me know what your thoughts are about that, sir.
I don't want to beef with your big old fat dead skin ass.
Well, Mr. Banks, I hope that comment was directed to Mr. Wilson and not me, because I don't want to beef with your big old stinky dead skin ass either. Oh, but you skinny, sir. I do apologize. And you know this is just beefing for souls.
You a pastor. Suck a dick, bitch, in the pulpit, bitch, and don't come to me. Okay?
Don't make me call you because you beefing for free.
Mr. Wilson, you do know that comment was for you, right? Because one, I don't profess out my mouth that I'm a pastor. And two, I ain't a man sucking no wee cock, ding ding, ping ping, or anything like that in the pulpit. So I know this must be directed to you, sir, and not me. Let me know what your thoughts are about this.
Don't make me call you. Don't make me call you because you beefing for free.
Mr. Wilson, I think the smoke is clouding your brain a little bit. You just said Natasha Milan, but don't you mean Mr. Moneybanks? And now that I have you on the microphone, let me know what you think about people in church having rendezvous and things like that when they supposed to be spiritual and godly.
If you talking about the blood is for everybody. Come on.
You was over there talking about, I was next to some man and his wife, and he said, "Oh, I want to have a church service with you, ordained
if you
or
talking
whatever."
About the blood is for everybody. Come on. Come on.
So, Mr. J, let me ask you this question. How do you feel about Jesus being on the main line? Is Jesus on the main line, or is he at the right hand of the Father interceding on behalf of you, beefing for dollars?
If you talking about the blood is for everybody. Come on.
And, Mr. Wilson, let me ask you this question here. Being that Jesus may or may not be on the main line, how do you feel your opponent would feel about you being on his line, whether it be the live chat, telephone, email, the main line, whatever that line is?
Get off my line.
Now, Mr. Moneybanks, you were very adamant about this man getting off your line. Do you have any insight stories onto why the church and certain men of the church and people of the church may be indulging in this underworld activity in the church and why the church may be so screwed up?
This is why the church community is fucked up. Because of niggas like you.
Mr. Wilson, I think he talking about niggas like you, because I don't think he know me that well in the spirit. Because the Bible say, touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm. So, nigga, I think he talking about you, nigga. I don't think he talking about me, nigga. And Mr. Wilson, while I still have you on the main line, let me ask you this question. Why in the hell is Mr. Moneybanks so mad at you? What did you do to him? And what did you say to him? And is it allegedly because you offered to fly Wiley down there to you and not him? I noticed there's a lot of jealousy and envy and strife on these YouTube streets because of who wants to be friends with who. But what in the hell did you do or say to Mr. Moneybanks? Did you call him any names?
I don't give a fuck. Call me a peon or peasant. But bitch, my child will never see your gay ass preach, bitch. You're a fat.
Well, I'll be damned. I said, well, I'll be damned. Who?
You suck dick in the
If
pulpit.
you talking about the blood is for everybody. Come on.
And they want to get on here and talk about how you not this, a Groupon fucking pastor.
We cool.
But bitch, you attend church, you don't own a church. And you want to come for me, bitch, I'm a boss and a bully, bitch, and you a whole dick-sucking jack bag.
We cool.
How the fuck this bitch ever thought it was okay to even possibly come for me, bitch?
So we coming up here beefing free, messing up my coin. Now if you mad at me, we can.
Hold on. Who the fuck
If you
raised
talking
you,
about
bitch?
the blood is for everybody. Come on.
Hold up. My chopper got a click. Oh, no, that's my son's song. Hold up. Let me stop. But you know what? Hold the hell up. Wait a minute. This shit's going way too far. Now, let me take control of my chat room, of my platform. Because you niggas is out of hand. And I call people niggas who oppress people. And what I'm hearing come out of y'all mouth, oh, Lord Anthony, you going in on the pastor, and pastor, you making the blood of Jesus look bad. When is you going to step up your game, pastor?
If you gonna beef, let's beef for dollars.
But, like I've been telling you Christians out there, y'all being raised by the Roman Catholic Church. They gave you Christianity, pastor. And that's why this man may be asking Mr. Moneybanks, who raised you? See, the Spirit of the Most High God raised Christ from the dead. But who in the hell out here raising you Christians from this beefing from dollars and smoking these YouTube streets? I just want to know, Pastor. Pastor. Come a little closer, Pastor. Pastor Wilson, come on. Brother J Ministries, come on. I just want to ask you a question. And all of this beefing for dollars and not souls, and all this smoking these YouTube streets, do you find any of it a little manic?
This Matt Murphy say this is ridiculous. This man is manic and needs. I'm not manic. I just know how to make a dollar.
But before you answer that, let's get back to Mr. Moneybanks, because he want to know who raised you, Pastor.
So, we don't even know who the fuck raised you, bitch.
Mr. Moneybanks, lend me uno ear. Miss Anthony, get your ass up to the... Come here now. Didn't I just tell you the damn Christians and the Romans raised their ass? Got them like Romeo and Romulus, the motherfucking wolves. And mythology. You know the damn Romans gave the Christians... I'm trying to educate you now, being that you don't think I'm a nurse. Maybe you think I'm a pastor at the end of this video. All right. And you know LPNs are loving people nurturing, right? That's why it's so easy for me to come on here and try to squash this beef with you and Passa. Although it's the most hilarious shit I've seen in 2018 on YouTube. The Christians, the Romans, Satan, the Vatican, old Lucifer, son of the morning, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Oprah, all these motherfuckers out here that don't believe in the Most High God is raising these Christians. And you can have your ear back.
Black mama or white mama or whoever, rats, dogs, probably Tarzan and James, probably the monkeys in the movies. I don't know who the fuck raised you. You're going vine to vine. I don't know. So
can I have your ear back again, Mr. Moneybanks? Boy, if you stop all that damn yelling. Put that damn empty coffee cup down. I seen it spill the other day, wasn't nothing in it. And you was sitting over there like this, just holding the coffee cup. And Mr. Moneybanks, I'm sorry, that was a good stunt. A prop, whatever. You know, this camera, television, you gotta have things. You had that cup and you know how to hold it and make the illusion something is in it till it spilt its ass over on the countertop. Matter of fact, let me see what Mr. Wilson had to say about your countertop. Let's take an intermission right there.
Get some granite tops for your kitchen, because that Formica took me out. I'm like, people still look okay. It's looking like old Pentecostal kitchen back there. Get that Formica. Come on now. Get that Formica taken up, boss. You bossing, but you got...
I do apologize. You know, when the producers tell you to say stuff, you better say it. That's why I hate scripted shit.
I don't even view you, bitch.
Well, Mr. Moneybanks, if this is any constellation to you, after today, after this video, you'll probably have a better chance of me saving your soul than Pastor Wilson. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a better time on this channel than you will over there. Beefing for no dollars, because you won't beefing for no dollars. I want to beef for souls. That's just against the enemy. You know, if I can kind of do anything to get you and Mr. Beefing for dollars in a good place, then we can begin to get other people in a good place. You understand what I'm saying? So all that, bitch, I don't even view you.
I don't even view you, bitch.
How about we change that today? I came to your chat, I commented, I told you I was a nurse, and you looked down in the camera and was like, there's some broke nurses out here. I always tell people I'm wealthy in spirit, okay? I am Miss Five Figures, LPN, but I got a great heart, okay? And that's what I'm trying to encourage you and Mr. Beefing for Dollars to do, all right? Have a good heart about you. And don't be talking about you don't watch me. See, that's the problem. Y'all watching everybody else, and the beef just keep going and going along to get along just to belong. When you start watching people you would least expect, have the personality, have the talent, have the editing skills, have whatever it takes in these YouTube streets to be different. Because see, when you start to fit in, you no longer stand out. And what is Religion Wink TV doing? Standing out. Why? Because we sipping all the tea with no shade, talking everything up to Yahweh. Why? No shade is S, sinful, H, hatred, A, and D, demonic evil. Shade, sinful, hatred, and demonic evil. You don't get that from this channel. You don't get that, and you never will, because there's a way that seems right to a man that leads to destruction, like over with Mr. Beefing for Dollars. He thinks it's right to be out here tearing down God's people for a click and a view and a laugh and a kiki and a caca. But at the end of the day, he who wins souls is wise. I just want you to take that from me, okay? Now, Mr. Moneybanks, please, Mr. Moneybanks, let us know what you are really doing out in these YouTube streets, what the beef is really all about, and what you exactly have to say to Mr. Beefing for Dollars.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to beef, let's beef for dollars.
Hey, y'all. YouTube, I just want you to know in my Anthony Banks voice, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much. I don't got time for your messy, gay, dick-sucking ass. You're uneducated and you's a broke bitch. I ain't fuck with hitters. Okay? Now beef for dollars on that, bitch.
If you're going to beef, let's beef for dollars.
Gave you about $30 more. And you over there, I'm gonna go to the moon, Musano. I'm gonna go to the top, and I'm writing the book.
Mr. Wilson, is there a rebuttal, a prayer, a chant, an Ebobo Shondo you may want to say to this man after all of that? Is there a Hail Mary? Is there anything you want to say in your usual, predictable, cool-ass swag talking voice that you have? Is there anything you want to say? Is there anything you want to say? Is there anything you want to say to Mr. Moneybanks? 6 figures. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to hear from Mr. Ballin' for Dollars, Church Without Walls, pastor, leader, founder, online guru, I'm sorry, y'all. That shit just had me cracking up when I seen him imitating Miss Boss Lady. That was funny. No disrespect to Boss Lady at all, but that was funny. Jay Wilson, that all said very feminine. You do it just like that woman. Let's hear what you have to say, Mr. Beefing for Dollars and Not Souls. Allegedly.
Ain't nobody taking these folks serious. Ain't nobody taking these people serious. I'm not the one who's yelling and cussing and all of this foolishness. And y'all, that's what get people. Because they want you to be pressed. They want you to be upset. They want you to be all of these things. You know what I'm saying? What I'm upset about is you still got that bump on your lip. That's what I'm upset about. They got medicine for that, and you still got it on your lips. Now, I can understand chap lips because you can put some, chapstick on or you can either lick them. But find out what's going on with that. That ain't a good look. That's all
The fuck do you mean? Get the fuck off my shit, bitch. Suck a dick. Get happy. Because if you suck a dick, bitch, that's more money than this beef. So why are you on here? You call me a hoe. You mad because, bitch, I get that dick, bitch. And you over there on ding-a-ding-ding-dong jack, bitch. And I'm going to the... Can you ring me up? Thank you. Can I have my change? Gas station, bitch. It's the difference. Ding-a-dong. Oh, I work at Jack's. I have 5 master's degrees, but I work at Jack's. I can show y'all 5 master's degrees, pastor, but I want to work at Jack's. I want to go on the site that publicly sells dick and suck dick, but I'm a pastor. Ordained! Oh! Wow! Praise
talking about the blood is for everybody. Come on.
I want to go on the Jacksons because I want to send him a pill. Maybe some Lorry's. Because, you know, you never know, he might need some seasoning salt. Because, girl, you know, a fag might just need some seasoning salt on his fries because he want to cook chicken wings and fries that night. But, you know, he could be a classy fag. He want to say, I want to go no-low. No-low. I'm like, what you want no-low? Louisiana. I'm like, girl, sit your big dick-sucking faggot ass down. Unlike you, bitch, all the shit I went through my life, bitch, was for big dick, bitch. Repercussional dick, bitch. Lethal dick, bitch. I don't suck on small guts and... No, girl.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, Mr. Moneybank 6,000, 6 figures. Ooh, Lord. Mr. Moneybanks. Not only did you choke yourself up, ooh, Lord, I couldn't get the camera ready fast enough to catch this original action. I had to replay it again and watch it just to insert this laugh. Damn, you choked me up as well. Excuse me. Oh, my Jesus. Mr. Moneybanks. I just had to take a pause for these station identifications. Woo! Lord have mercy. Oh my God. All right. Oh, back to the regular scheduled program. Whatever the hell that may be. Mr. Beefing for dollars. He too damn poor. He ain't say he was too poor. He just said he ain't spending no money on no flight. Yeah. But he drive Uber. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to cut the camera off and get back to you. This is a man who drive Uber, so it should be no problem. He didn't say he wouldn't pick a date up or go get some. He said he ain't flying nobody. It's probably cheaper to do Uber. Oh my God.
Small guts, bitch, I'm fucked up. Oh, fat boys, fat white men with the pink veins and blue veins, bitch. And
so, Mr. Wilson, it's your turn to respond, but Pastor, I'm begging you, Pastor, don't be all day with it. We know you could be long-winded, Pastor. We know you could be long-winded. Just get to the point. If you want to address the pink and blue veins and all these accusations of you being funded by a white man per Mr. Moneybanks, 6 figures, let me hear what you have to say about it. The people want to hear what you have to say about it. But damn, we don't want to be all night, Pastor. We don't want to be all night, Pastor. Just get to the point, please. And if you can, that's a old nasty read right there, Pastor. I'm trying to say, them take you a long time to get to the point, but I understand you got to sing 5 songs, 10 Hail Marys, just to say this right here, y'all. Stay tuned. I'm only joking with you, Pastor, trying to make it fun.
Okay? Wiley was getting his kicks on Route 66, okay? So somebody was down on their knees and they was not crying out to the Lord. They was down on their knees and they was not crying out to the Lord. They was down on their knees and they were doing other things. They were doing fellatio, the fellatio nurse. So fellatio nurse is down there tending to his patient. Okay, ooh, Bankhead. Okay, and if Bankhead is a city in Atlanta, you have a Bughead and you have a Bankhead. Well, it wasn't Bughead, but it was Bankhead. Okay, it was Bankhead. So nurse was doing fellatio. I'm not here to kick and gag, but I'm here to let y'all know that, see, I don't play games. Well, and then you accusing me of dating somebody Caucasian of the same sex, which you can't even verify. You look at my house, you don't see no walkers, no nothing, but you had a Caucasian man up in that bed, according to VS, and she showed a little picture.
Oh, he over here asleep. Wake your ass up. You ain't on the line. I'm just saying. They want to talk. They want to talk. You ain't on line. But they mad though. But my thing is, have I ever sucked Nate dick?
What's that all about? Is that one of your in-home care patients? What was that the white man? He taking care of both you and your six-figure man? I mean, all of this is confusion. And I'm telling you what, you need to get your stuff together, man. You know, I'm really feeling sorry for you right now. I really am feeling sorry for you now because it's just like, I mean, you know, people got receipts. Oh my God, y'all don't see no walkers in here. You don't ever see somebody yelling. You don't ever see nothing. When you usually see me filming, I am alone. Unless my sister and my brother-in-law was here. Okay? You don't see no walk up in here. No home health patients here. Come on now. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, all of that projection and deflection you trying to do, first of all, you accuse me of dating somebody white of the same persuasion, but yet it seems like the pictures that these people are producing is showing you with somebody white in your house. Can you explain that? And then you're going to tell me that I'm down there sucking somebody's penis, but yet somebody done saw you in a video. Okay? Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about this. Oh my God, this year is just, ooh, Jesus, come on, Jesus, bring that new year in. I'm telling you what, y'all, I'm getting under the blood in a few minutes because I'm telling you, I sure ain't in the blood right now. I'm in flesh, I'm in the flush. As the old people say, I'm in the flush.
Pastor Wilson, are you okay, Pastor Wilson? Listen, Mr. Moneybank Six Figures and myself, we are nurses, okay? If you need any help, let us know. Are you okay? You seem a little flustered, a little flabbergasted, a little in your funk about what you talking about. Like, you sure you better hurry up and get under the blood. What I'm trying to tell you, Christians, is if that's what you believe, don't come from under the blood. Because once you come from under the blood, that means that covering of protection from the Most High God anyway. You start to feel flustered. Ooh, Lord, and all you doing is talking about two men. Or a man that have another man laying up in his bed with pink and blue veins. Like the old folks say. Most of the people in the church then and most of the people now always been in the flesh, because that's what Jesus do. Do Jesus do for you? That's what do Jesus do for you, okay? But I'm a nurse. Mr. Moneybanks Six Figures is a nurse. Whew. But it's ironic that he would come and save your soul after you out here beefing for dollars with him. But Luke the physician did say, the sick is in need of healing. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's on and pop in 2019. I am a nurse. Look like you about to lose your breath. Have a seat, okay? Catch your breath. I know it's exciting. Because I told you I got receipts of how exciting it was for you to tell this little story. And to go over there on that other channel and ask to see the video of two men, one being a fellatio nurse, as you say, and the other one being a patient.
Y'all, I swear for God, all I was doing was on my phone. Not my phone, but my phone. This one right here. Jesus. And then I wound up getting all of that tea. It wasn't green tea, y'all. It was black. It was that old black English breakfast tea. So now I got to get me some old nasty green tea to get that stuff out my system, because y'all, like, that stuff is in my system right now, and I just got to get that flushed out. Goodness gracious. And let me tell you something. You up there talking about Wiley. Now, let me tell you something. I've talked about Wiley, but you ain't ever see me over at Wiley house slurping like a Slurpee, okay? Like you got a big gulp. Come on. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Oh, my God. You're nasty. You're nasty. You're nasty. Oh, my God. You're nasty. Ooh, you're nasty. My goodness gracious. Now, say this.
I own a library. You took the library down, but the wall's still standing. I'm over here sucking dick for Wiley walls to still stand. Okay? You over there sucking the dick for the library. Bitch, you over there paying Wiley payment, bitch.
Call you. Don't make me call you. You your man got all of this and that, and you got them low rules. Ooh, I hate to see your bathroom, because you might need a makeover for that too. I'm telling you, but you boss. You's a boss. You bring in 6 figures. Okay, go ahead and bring in your 6 figures. You know what? But I'm Poe over here. You see this house is just toe up from the floor up. So I'm going ahead and keep doing.
So, Mr. Wilson and Mr. Moneybanks, 6 figures. What did you guys get out of this today? What did you get out of this beef, period? We've all heard how you clearly feel about one another. But my thing to you, Pastor Wilson, is that you should be believing in restoration. And it was something you said in another video prior to me making this one about you hope Wiley gets a AIDS test. So from one spiritual person to another, if you're going to be concerned about one man's welfare and well-being sexually, you should be concerned about Mr. Moneybanks as well. Okay? Whether you got beef with him or not. Because, see, you're the shepherd of the flock. And I did a video, and I told y'all, you got some shepherds out here leading the sheep to the slaughterhouse to be slain. Okay? Let's keep it real now. All right? Let's keep this so real, okay? I just want to ask you this question right here. What made you come out today, Mr. Wilson, and ramble on in this video like you did? And if you say it was beefing for dollars or anything about a bag, I'm going to do another video about it.
Something else crazy happened, then I'll be on too. But the only reason I got on tonight is because Twan came on. And I ain't going to let Twan make a bag by himself. No, I'm going to make a bag.
Or in the words of you, video. It's getting done.
Y'all have a good day. Happy New Year's.
Guys, I'm on a roll here anyway with these videos. Mr. Wilson is a great commentator, but got great content going on over there. Well, at least I think so. For the things I want to talk about and the light I want to shine into certain situations. So I do appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. Make them videos. Keep wanting to see fellatio nurses go down on their alleged patients and alleged nurses being fellatio or fellatio performing fellatio. Keep wanting to see them videos because it's very interesting to me why a man of the cloth would be so invested in two men having oral sex. All right, so let me hear what you got to say, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Moneybank, 6,000, 6 figures. We know you got a whole lot more to say, but we're going to leave it like it is right now. My purpose for doing this video was to point some things out to Mr. Beefing for Dollars, okay? And to you, Mr. Banks, and to anybody else that watched this foolishness and nonsense between allegedly two gay men, in which I always say that there's several things gay men do to our community. But that's a whole nother video. If I'm not too tired, I may just do it after this one. Okay. But Mr. Wilson, I am indeed gonna give you the final say since Mr. Moneybank's 6 figures opened up the floor. Okay? With his dialect. His dialogue. Alright? Here's to you, sir. And I appreciate you. I just wish that you was preaching the word of God 6 days a week and maybe clowning on the 7th. Because the 7th day, really, that Sunday is not the day of rest. That's the day you should cut the fuck up. Because Saturday is the true Sabbath. And that's something I want. Church without walls, borders. I don't think church ever gonna preach the truth. But spiritual beings, earthen vessels to start doing. And that's preaching the word of God. And preaching it right. And if you don't know what's right, God has some people out here that understand what thus saith the Lord from reading the Bible. Faith comes by hearing, hearing by the word of God. And if you only putting out one Bible verse on Sunday, people surely perish for lack of knowledge. And that's biblical as well. And you know that. But see, you teach them more about higher education than a higher self, than a higher spiritual self. Something's wrong with that picture. The floor is yours, sir. Thank you for this interview.
I don't have any beefs with anyone. Really, I don't have one now.
And who do you expect to believe that? Who in the hell you expect to believe that? Satan? I guess so, right? He probably the only one down there believe that nonsense. You ain't got no beef with nobody, and you call yourself out here beefing for dollars, Mr. Beefing for Dollars, and you out here reigning king of beefing for dollars. And you want somebody to sit here and believe you don't have no beef with nobody, Lord. I think you beefing with the Lord. I just want to go ahead and put that out there, because when people ask you what you do and what you have and what you own, you can testify to that. But when people ask you who you are, you struggle with that question. And God says, Christ says, if you're ashamed of me in front of man, I'll be ashamed of you in front of the Father. And I told you, Matthew 19 and 12, check it out for yourself. Were you allegedly made that way by men or born so of your mother's womb? Just we the people want to know. And so, with that being said, give us your final thoughts on this overall situation with Wiley and Mr. Moneybanks, 6 figures. And besides Do Jesus, who nobody should be trusting anyway, because I do videos on the real Christ versus Do Jesus and this watered down white image of a God that you all serve as Christians and worship. But you couldn't use the same bathrooms, couldn't eat in the same restaurants, you couldn't sleep in the same house, let alone the same bed, let alone white people, but couldn't even sit in the front of the bus. But you get to sit at the front of the church, own the church, as long as you preach white Jesus. Let us know your final thoughts, sir, on this whole entire situation that got you all flustered and in your flush.
But I told you all that I didn't believe Wiley or Zero Tolerance. I don't know what to believe because I don't trust none of these folks.
So, Brother Jay, you saying you don't trust nobody or take anybody's word as far as this whole situation go. Remember John 8:44, but the devil is the father of lies and ain't no truth in him.
But all she did for me was confirm what I had already felt in my spirit. And that's all she did. That's all she did. Now, I couldn't believe Wiley because he done lied on me. And see, I have a problem with people who lie because you don't know what to believe until you see the pictures. Now, this girl, the only reason why TCSS word, because she said she would take a lie detector test. She knows it's true. And then she gave a backstory. She said that it was supposed to be like on Patreon, so people would go to Patreon, but somebody got in their feelings. Okay. Ooh. Somebody need this prayer, my friend. Do you need to know? Do you need to know that he shared heavy loads? Somebody needs this prayer, my friend. Thank you.